The whole village unites to save this baby elephant, and it does something very incredible and heartwarming. It started one night at around 2 a.m. when there was a very loud noise. The villagers woke up, confused and alarmed at what could be causing the noise. When they looked outside with their flashlights, they saw a herd of 40 wild elephants pacing around frantically, and the noise had been coming from them. As the villagers listened longer, they realized that something was wrong, and the noise was the elephants' way of calling for help. One by one, the villagers started to come out of their houses, curious to see what was going on and why this group of elephants was so agitated and worried. They stepped outside and found that one elephant had collapsed in the middle of the herd's frantic pacing. Kaeng Hang Mao is located in Thailand's Chanthaburi province, and it is home to a well-established population of wild elephants. Although the local people live together with these majestic creatures, the relationship between the humans and the elephants is quite complicated. Wild elephants usually raid local farms for food. The elephants eat the crops wherever they find food, and in the process they also damage the plantations and cost the farmers a lot of money. To prevent this from happening, many of the farmers put up electric fences to try to keep the elephants out. Some farmers even go as far as poisoning the crops to keep the elephants away. This extreme method is sometimes fatal to the elephants, and many people, especially animal lovers, hate the idea. However, although the relationship between the humans and the wild elephants is complicated, the villagers knew they had to help. They gathered around where these 40 elephants were pacing and found that a mother elephant had collapsed next to a well after getting tangled in an electric wired fence that surrounded the well. The family of over 40 elephants had gone on a journey to look for food, and they ended up on a rubber plantation. This plantation was one of the ones that was equipped with electric fences, and it was in one of these electric fences that the mother elephant was caught. The shock of the electricity made the elephant pass out, and the villagers knew that she needed immediate help, or she could possibly die if no action was taken. This night was kind of a reminder that something needed to be done to fix the relationship between wild elephants and humans in Thailand. But the story goes even deeper than just a mother elephant at risk. After discovering the mother elephant, the villagers started to wonder why she was on the side of the electric fence and away from the rest of her family in the first place. They continued to look around until they found something surprising. There was a baby elephant inside the well. It didn't take much to realize that the mother was trying to save her baby who had fallen inside the well when she got electrocuted by the fence. The sight of the calf in the well was quite heartbreaking. The well was approximately 9 feet deep, and the elephant was just a baby, so it struggled to keep its head above the water. Now the villagers had two challenges to face. They had to save the baby and the mother as well. Unfortunately, this ordeal the baby elephant was going through is quite a common one among wild elephant calves. It's not unusual for wild elephant calves to find themselves stuck in wells or ditches while foraging for food with their families. Young elephants are curious by nature, and they are also inexperienced in navigating their surroundings, so they make mistakes that land them in difficult positions often. Unfortunately for them, their size means that it's always a little difficult for them to get out of these dangerous situations. Seeing the plight of the mother and baby elephant, the villagers felt compassion and knew that they had to work fast to save them. The calf was already getting tired, and if it stopped struggling, it was going to drown. The best option to help the baby would have been the mother, but seeing as she was electrocuted, that was not possible. So the first thing they did was to quickly cut off the electricity supply to the fence that had caught the mother elephant. But the mother was weak, so they left her to rest and called the forest rangers for help to save the baby. Even though the elephants cost them a lot of money and destroyed their crops sometimes, it would just be too cruel to leave them to their fate. When the forest rangers arrived, they brought a backhoe with them. They used it to dig a slope into the side of the well, and the villagers gathered other tools and joined them in digging. The plan was to create an incline that the baby elephant could use to climb out of the deep water, but for many reasons the task was not an easy one. First, there was so much mud that it made it difficult for the elephant to climb out. The baby elephant was also tired, so it struggled to cooperate. The calf squirmed and struggled for 30 minutes, but the rescue operation lasted 3 hours in whole. Even though her mother had been freed from the electric fence, she was still weak and recovering from the shock, so all she could do was cry out in the background as the villagers tried to help her baby. After many minutes of struggling and panic from the baby elephant and its mother, the backhoe reached down near the baby's face to make a final dig. When it did this, the baby elephant did something very incredible and heartwarming. She stretched her trunk out and touched the backhoe gently. The villagers saw this gesture as the elephant's way of saying thank you before she made the final climb back to safety. After spending hours trapped in the well and struggling to breathe, the calf was grateful to be rescued. With one final push from the rescuers, the grateful but frightened calf was on solid ground. She quickly ran back to her mother and the rest of her family, and they ran back to the woods, happy that they didn't lose one of their family members in a tragic incident. The villagers watched as the herd of elephants disappeared into the forest, and it made them happy and relieved. Although the timing was inconvenient and their sleep had been disrupted, they were proud to have been able to help the poor elephants. If you enjoy this video, then please like, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to our channel.